Good morning. It is Monday, and I am here with another Mindful Monday moment for you. And let's think about setting our intentions for the week, what we want to accomplish, what is priority, what needs to get done. Also making sure that we, spend some time taking care of ourselves, setting time aside to connect with community and our friends and the people who nurture us, the people who nourish our souls and all of that good stuff. This week, my intention is to do all the things that I have been putting off this summer. And I don't know if I said that in the last video, but there's this book out there called Eat the Frog or Eat That Frog or something like that. You can look it up. But basically the whole idea is you take the unpleasant task and you do that first, or you start on that first, you work on that first. And then you've gotten that out of the way because you've built up all this oh gosh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But once you start, you get that out of the way, and that frees you up to continue your work and do the other tasks that are also a lot easier and more fun to accomplish. So just do the thing that you've been dreading. I'm going to eat several frogs this week, or try. So yes, those are my intentions. I wanted to talk today a little bit about mindfulness and meditation. There are a bunch of experts out there and stuff, and we're all I'm not an expert, but I am an explorer, right? And we've been humans have been doing this for hundreds of years. So I'm thousands of years actually. So let's get curious and start talking about these things. So why meditation? I think it does two things. It allows you to focus your mind, and that's very important because your mind controls the way you perceive your life. And if you don't have any direction to that, if you're just letting everything and anything get in there and distract you, then your energy is going to be all over the place. So you want to focus your attention on the things that you want to focus your energy on, right? You want to prioritize and think about the things that are important to you, whether it be the things you have to do or your values, right? Like love, community, joy, those things. What are your values? So let's try to focus the mind, right? So it's okay, so my mind is thinking of all these things. I like to think of it as, this is not the best analogy, but like a spray hose, right? You have I'm thinking about gardening. You have the different settings, right? You have the shower cone that it sprays everywhere, and then you have the jet stream that's just specific, right? So let's get specific, let's get focused. I'm thinking maybe a light or a laser or something like that too, right? So there's a lot of traffic here, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. All the things are going on. So this is where grounding comes in. And you sort of decide okay, I'm going to take a break from all the traffic here, and I'm going to pay attention to what's going on in my body. Or I'm going to pay attention to something else. So there's two things that I like to do. There's the, I don't know what to call it, but I like, but it is the five senses. And then you do 5 things that you're associating with those senses. So 5 things that you see. I see 5 different objects in the room. You name them. 4 different things that you hear. You pay attention to your environment, and you pick out 4 different sounds that you're hearing. 3 different things that you touch. So then you my back is touching the chair, my feet are touching my other feet. And then, yeah, I feel like the headphones in my ears or whatever, right? And then 2 things that you smell. So you just like smell different things, smell coffee, and I smell my lip gloss, right? I'm giving you examples because get harder as you go, right? And then like 1 thing that you taste. So what do you taste? So those are like, that's one exercise that I was taught to like sort of get out of your head, get into your body and start paying attention to what's around you. The other thing I like to do is to sort of like get away from the traffic that's happening here. So yeah, I could call it like traffic because like whenever I like to try and meditate, like the first couple things was just like thoughts and sounds and everything. So the other thing I like to do is grounding your body, like physically feeling what is touching the ground, like physically feeling what is, or your chair, right? So where is the weight of my body? It's on my, I guess my low back is against the chair. I'm sitting cross-legged, so there's some weight on my ankles. There's some weight on other parts of my legs. My hands are sitting on my knees. My neck was forward, but now I'm using, my core to hold me up. And you just like like scanning your body and actually like trying to picture where the weight, what parts of your body you're actually using to hold yourself up, and like where your body is touching the ground. I like to think of it as like one of those like pressure things where you make the imprint of like the weight and stuff. So like think about like what your body is doing, and that gives you like a second or 2, maybe a minute to like sort of interrupt the thoughts that are happening in your brain. The other thing that I like to do is that it's perfectly okay to get interrupted. That's part of the process, is like getting interrupted, bringing it back, getting interrupted, bringing it back, right? The other thing is you have your breath. No matter where you go, you have your breath. You're like waiting in line to get coffee, you have your breath. Most humans will like pick up their phone and avoid that, but sometimes you like to stand there in line and just notice where you notice your breath. So like, is it in your chest? Is it like more noticeable at the nostrils when you inhale or exhale? Is it noticeable the top of your mouth when you exhale? Is that breath like brushing across your teeth, your tongue when you inhale and you exhale? And it's really beautiful because your body is precious and a resource and takes care of you, and then also has these systems that can like you can turn your attention to and become grounded, right? So that's those are some of the techniques that I use for meditation. I'm still paying attention to my breath. But yeah, and like you can do it anywhere. You can do it in an elevator. You don't need to do it for like 5 to 10 minutes like I mean, you could, the experts recommend like 5 to 10 minutes, but you know what? You do you, I want to do me. I'm going to close with this video that I found. It's called Happify. There's a whole channel on YouTube. And it's kind of funny because the video I was watching before this talked about mindfulness and how mindfulness is going to be the next revolution in like health sciences. And that video is from 2015. And then just, you're all over campus and you see like all these mindfulness self-care posters everywhere. And yeah, it's been scientifically proven on all of the things. And now people are taking it seriously, and it's kind of nice because back in, I don't know if y'all may remember 2015, but this was a little bit like too touchy-feely for the mainstream, and now it's mainstream. So anyways, this video is narrated by Dan Harris. There's a bunch of different videos out there. This is just the one that I picked because I like the illustrations. And let me share it with you.
Now, as soon as you try to do this, your mind's going to go nuts. You're going to start thinking about, what am I going to have for lunch? Why did I say that dumb thing to my boss? Your brain's going to go nuts, and that's fine. The whole game is to notice when you've gotten lost and to start over. And then to start over again, and again, and again. Every time you do that, it's like a bicep curl for your brain, and it shows up on the brain scan. Scientists have found this in the lab. It's also, by the way, a radical act. You're breaking a lifetime's habit of walking around in a fog of projection and rumination, and you're actually focusing on what's happening right now. Meditation is unlike anything you do in the rest of your life. Failure is actually success. As I said, the whole game is just trying, failing, starting again, failing, starting again. Here's my advice. You should be meditating every day, 5 to 10 minutes a day. That's it. This doesn't require some giant investment. I don't care how busy you are. You have 5 to 10 minutes to give this a shot. I guarantee you it will make a big difference.
Happify. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, start small. I started that video, like the whole preface was like, this is what happens when you start meditating. And then like, I like the illustration of all the jumbles, and I like the brain doing the bicep curl. But yes, break those rumination thought spiral thingies and make your mind work for you better. Get focused, set those intentions, and good luck to you this week. And remember to stay hydrated and caffeinated if that is your preference.